Hey everybody, I'm Suhana Singh, and today is day 4 of learning machine learning in the simplest way possible. So, day 4 will be about how does a machine learning project work. So far, we've explored what machine learning is. We've explored the main types of machine learnings like supervised and unsupervised, and we've explored some of the most popular algorithms used to make predictions and decisions. You know that machine learning can help with everything from spam detection to movie recommendations. But how does it all come together in a real life project? How does an idea turn into a working system that learns from data and makes accurate predictions? So today, we'll walk through the full step-by-step process of a machine learning project from the very first question to the final predictions. And to make it easy, I've also included a fun ice cream example to understand better. By the end, you'll not only understand the technical steps, but also how to think like a machine learning problem solver. So first, we need to define the problem. Every machine learning project begins with identifying a clear and specific problem that you want the computer to help you solve. This problem should be something measurable and should have data related to it. For example, you might want to predict something in the future or understand why something is happening. So defining the problem well is very important because it guides the rest of the project and makes sure you're solving the right thing. Example: can we predict how many ice creams we will sell by tomorrow based on today's weather? So this example is going to continue with every slide. Step 2, we collect the data. After deciding on the problem, the next step is to gather the information, that is the data needed to solve it. The data can come from many different places, such as websites, sensors, files, or surveys. In this step, you decide what kind of data is useful, how much data do you need, and how can you get it. The better and larger the data, the more your machine learning model can learn from it. Continuing the same example of an ice cream, we collect the daily temperature and number of ice creams sold over the past 3 months. That's collecting the data. Step 3, we prepare and clean the data. So once you have the data, it usually needs to be cleaned and organized. This step involves fixing mistakes like typos or missing values or wrong entries. It also means putting the data in a neat format that a computer can understand. Now, clean data is very important because even the best models can't work with messy or incorrect data. Example: fix typos in weather data and fill in missing ice cream sales for some days. Step 4, we choose a model. A machine learning model is like a recipe or method that helps the computer learn from data. There are many different types of models, and each one works best for different kinds of problems. In this step, you pick the model that fits your problem the best. Now, choosing the right model can make a big difference in how well your project turns out. Again, continuing the same ice cream example, for predicting numbers like ice cream sales, we might choose linear regression. And now we train the model. Now, training the model means showing it your data so that it can learn from the patterns and relationships. The model uses this data to understand how things work and tries to make the best guesses. It adjusts itself to improve accuracy, and this process is how the model learns. Now, training takes time, and it often needs to be repeated to get better results. Example: the computer sees that when it's hotter, more ice creams get sold. Now test the model. After training, it's important to see how well the model performs on data that it hasn't seen before. So this is done by testing it with a new set of data. The goal is to check if the model can make good predictions, not just memorize the training data. Now, testing helps you understand how reliable the model is in real-world situations. Example, you check if the model can correctly predict sales on a hot day it didn't train on. Step 7. Improve the model. If the model is not doing well, you can make it better by making certain changes. This could include collecting more data, cleaning the data more carefully, trying a new model, or just adjusting the settings of the correct model. Now, improving the model is often an ongoing process, and each change helps it learn more accurately. Example, adding more information like whether it's a weekend or not, which also affects the ice cream sales. Now 8. Making predictions. Now once your model is trained and works well, it can now make predictions on new data. This is where you input fresh information and get useful results or answers. These predictions are what make machine learning valuable and practical. Example, you enter tomorrow's weather and it predicts that you'll sell 40 ice creams. Now 9. Use the results. The predictions made by the model can now be used to make decisions or take actions. This could mean planning, automating tasks, or solving problems. Now, this step connects the machine learning system to real-life use, like helping people or businesses make smarter choices. Example, you prepare 40 ice creams in advance so you don't run out of them. Now 10. Review and repeat. Now, machine learning is not something you just do once. Over time, new data comes in or things may change. That's why it's important to check on how the model is doing and update it when needed. By reviewing and repeating the process, the model stays useful and continues to perform well in the future. In example, we can see, after a few weeks, you train the model with new data to keep predictions fresh and smart. Now that's how a real machine learning project works. From asking the right questions to collecting and preparing the data, to choosing a model, training it, testing how well it works, improving it step by step, and finally using it to make smart real-world predictions. Each step builds on the one before it, and together they turn raw information into useful insights. Now, the beauty of machine learning lies in its ability to learn and adapt from data. So the more you work with it, the better your results are going to be. Whether you're predicting sales, improving healthcare, personalizing recommendations, or building the next smart app, these steps are your foundation. Thank you.